Okay, that's all for today. This one is the last one. Now it's time for testimony.
Okay.
Today the interpreter is happy.
Okay.
Hello, Sandra. This is Happy. How are you?
Oh, good. And you? How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is called the Father's love.
这个叫做父神的爱。
In Luke chapter 15, 11 through 32,
在路加福音15章11至32节，
we find a lesson about a father's love for his two sons.
我们看到了一位父亲对2个儿子的爱。
Each of the sons was very disrespectful to their father in different ways.
2个儿子各自以不同的方式对父亲极为不敬。
The youngest son demanded that he be given his inheritance immediately.
小儿子要求父亲立刻将遗产给他。
What the son was saying to his father was, I don't care if you are alive or dead.
这个儿子对父亲说的是，我不在乎你死活，只要把我的钱给我。
Just give me my money.
只要将我的 Go ahead, please.
Just give me my money.
只要给我钱。
As the story continues,
随着这个故事继续，
we find that this son took his inheritance.
我们看到这个Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
We find that this son took his inheritance, traveled to a country far away, and spent his money on an evil lifestyle.
我们看到这个儿子拿到了给他的遗产，去了远方之后，将钱花在了浪荡的生活方式上。
When all the money was spent on loose living, evil pleasures, the son came home.
当所有的钱因放纵宴乐耗尽之后，这个儿子回家了。
So that he could beg to be a servant to the father, just so he could have something to eat.
他想做父亲的仆人，从而有食物可吃。
However, when the father saw the son coming down the road, he ran to the son, embraced and kissed him.
然而，当这个父亲看到儿子回来，他跑向他，拥抱他，与他亲嘴儿。
Can you imagine how dirty and smelly that son was?
你能想象他那儿子有多么脏，多么难闻吗？
Yet the father was so glad to see his son, he didn't care how his son appeared or even smelled.
然而，这位父亲看到了他儿子是如此的高兴，他不在乎他儿子的外表，甚至他身上的气味。
You see, the father thought that his son was dead.
你想，他的父亲认为他的儿子已经死了。
The father was so glad to see that his son was alive.
这位父亲看到儿子活着，他是非常的高兴。
The father completely forgave his wayward son and accepted him back.
这位父亲完全饶恕了他儿子的任性，而且接纳了他的回归。
In the meantime, the older son stayed with the father and worked very hard.
在此期间，这个哥哥和父亲待在一起，而且非常努力的做事。
He didn't cause any trouble for the father.
他未曾给父亲惹过任何麻烦。
When the older brother saw how the father welcomed the younger son home, he became very jealous.
当这大儿子看到他父亲如此的招待他回来的弟弟，他变得很嫉妒。
In fact, when the father threw a welcome party for the younger son, the older son would not even attend.
当父亲设宴欢迎弟弟时，他甚至不愿意参加。
The older son spoke very harshly to his father.
大儿子对父亲说非常刺耳的话。
He showed very much disrespect to his father.
他表现了对父亲的非常不尊重。
He said, "For many years I served you, and yet you never gave me a party with my friends."
他说：“我服侍你这么多年，你从未让我和朋友一起欢乐过。”
In response to the older son, the father told him,
这父亲回答大儿子说
"Oh, son, you have always been with me, and everything I have is yours."
他说：“儿啊，你常与我在一起，你常同我在一起，我一切所有的都是你的。”
We had to celebrate because the brother who was thought to be dead has been found alive, and the one who was lost has now been found.
只是你这个兄弟是死而复活，失而又得的，所以我们理当欢喜快乐。
This lesson in the Bible shows us what God the Father is like.
圣经中这一课向我们表明了天父是什么样子的。
He is a God who is full of love for his children.
他是一位对他儿女充满了爱的上帝。
He is a God who can forgive us of our sins.
他是一位能赦免我们罪的上帝。
God the Father is a God who welcomes us into his loving arms.
父神是一位欢迎我们进入他爱怀抱的上帝。
He wants us to stop rebelling against him and return to him and live with him.
他希望我们不再悖逆，归向他，与他同在。
As with the example of the older son, God gives us so much. There's no reason to be jealous of others.
如大儿子的例子一样，神给了我们这么多，我们没有必要，没有理由嫉妒别人。
We need to recognize who is the giver of life, who is the giver of every good thing we have.
我们需要认识到谁是生命的赐予者，我们一切的好处都是出自于我们一切的好处都源自哪里？
Every breath that we breathe is given to us by God.
我们的气息都是神所赐的。
So many people do not believe that God is the sustainer of life.
许多人不相信上帝是生命的供应者。
This week, take time to think about how you treat God.
本周让我们花时间思考一下你对上帝的态度。
Do you reject God as your father?
你是否拒绝上帝做你的父亲？
Do you rebel against God?
你是否悖逆上帝？
Are you ungrateful for the life that God has given you?
你是否对上帝赐你的生命不知感恩？
If you have a Bible, read Luke 15:11 through 32 for yourself.
如果你有圣经，请阅读一下路加福音15章11到12节。
Think about which son represents you.
反思一下哪个儿子代表你。
Think about your relationship with God the Father.
反思一下你和上帝的关系。
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's time for the Lord's Prayer.
Okay, ready?
Okay. Yeah, we are ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our Father in heaven,
Our Father in heaven,
hallowed be your name.
hallowed be your name.
Your kingdom come.
Your kingdom come.
Your will be done.
Your will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
Earth as it is in heaven.
Give us today our daily bread.
Give us today our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And
Forgive us our debts.
As we also have forgiven our debtors.
as we also have
our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
and lead us not into
temptation,
But deliver us from the evil one.
but deliver us from the evil one.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen.